Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I feel like if his team doesn't doubt themselves, kind of like maybe they did in the Oklahoma State game last year, and I was still really incarcerated then. But enough about that.
Are you incarcerated now, Arthur?
Is that the break you were returning from?
Is this like a work break, smoke break? What's the deal?
Yeah, this is a work break. I'm kind of on a work release for a few more weeks before I'm completely free.
But you are, in fact, in custody.
I am.
Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a called play, and I called it.
Back to Safe Sports Radio.
I'm ready to roll right now,
Can you believe we're doing this?
This brings back.
Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio show.
Two bald white guys with a face for radio.
Here is Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
I have so many thoughts as we begin the new week. A short week. College football is great. Hogs are going to score a lot of points. Bill Belichick's going to lose more than he wins this year. And, man, Kalen DeBoer is going to have a rough day. I mean, he's going to have a rough day today. There's no way around it. What a weekend. I love college football.
Let's go.
It's great.
Doesn't feel like Tuesday, does it?
No, it really doesn't.
It feels like Monday, but
I'm
it's
ready
not.
to head to Central Arkansas.
It's Tuesday, yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Oh, we got a big week. We have a big week.
I'm ready to roll right now, Bo.
Let's go, Sterling. Where is he?
He's up.
I want to hear from Eddie. I want to hear from all the people today.
The people.
Biggest takeaway.
Yeah. What's your takeaway? What do you think?
Locally and nationally.
That's right.
We got Arkansas and beyond.
That's right.
We got all the things.
Home and abroad.
There are no shortage of opinions and an extra day to soak it all in.
That's right.
On Labor Day.
That's right.
And then we got Butch Jones on the show Thursday.
That's what I hear.
We'll be in Hot Springs to do the show on Friday morning at Oaklawn.
What a week.
Getting ready to go over to Little Rock. And then 4 o'clock, A-State and Arkansas play for the first time ever. Hey, there are a lot of fan bases that feel worse than Arkansas's does on this Tuesday.
Oh, you're not lying.
I mean, let's think about that.
You're not lying.
Would you rather be an Alabama or a Razorback fan today?
What about Texas? What about Arch?
How about that Arch Manning?
Hey.
Arch Mania. Wasn't that special? Huh? I mean, what a way to start the weekend.
But think about this. Think about this.
Wasn't it?
I mean, it really was.
Wasn't that?
I mean, it was.
Wasn't that great?
It was great. It started the day off just exactly right.
I don't much care for Ohio State.
Well, that was part of what was special about it. You couldn't figure out who you wanted to win, but you knew that the disaster of 7 points in Texas was a good thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it wasn't even about rooting for Ohio State. You were just kind of like, no, that's special.
I think that's the first
a great
time
way to
I've
start
ever
the college football weekend.
pulled for Ohio State in my heart. You know, I'm not saying I was like, go Buckeyes, but you know how you watch a game and you pull for one of the teams. And sometimes it just happens. I found myself pulling for Ohio
That's
State.
what
And I don't think that that's never happened
you
before.
You can't predict it sometimes.
No, it's
you just
right.
turn the game on.
The
and
heart
your
wants
heart
what the heart wants.
tells you what to do.
And my heart wanted Ohio State. I can't believe I'm saying that.
It sure did. It sure did. Well, I mean, it was the band and the Lee Corso and
I don't know what it was.
the pick in
No,
front
it
of the
was
whole
Texas.
stadium.
It was Texas. That was the deal. I was rooting against Texas.
We also learned over the weekend that LSU is going to win the national championship.
Well,
And here's how we learned that, because Lee Corso picked it. And this is the year of Lee Corso. He picked the Florida State upset. Nobody else did. On game day, it was all Alabama. Bart had Alabama getting just all over Florida State and running them out of the building, as did the rest of the country. They were going to get on that horse, and they were all going to ride away with a victory. They were going to steal the horse, and they were going to run out of
Take
town.
the spear.
Yeah.
there was no more surprising result in college football over the weekend for me than that.
Well, I mean, let's just talk about Alabama for a second.
Because, yikes, man.
Can we get them on the schedule this year?
No kidding.
Can you, who do you want to trade to get Alabama on the schedule?
Anybody.
I mean, they're going to get better, but my gosh, the lack of effort. They just look like a team that reminded me so much of John L. Smith. Ooh, and what I mean by that is when Petrino was out
No, you're
and
right.
the thumb was removed
You're
from the
right.
program.
Smile!
And that guy came in, bless his heart. And it was player, friendly and all the stuff that John L. was just like, hey, guys, we're going to do this thing. And If you get here at 10, that's cool. 10:05, try to no later than 10:15. That kind of attitude. That's what Alabama looks like right now.
You look a little fat and sloppy.
That's exactly what Alabama looks like. I mean, they're loaded. They can turn this thing around. But Kalen DeBoer in a press conference looks scared. He looks scared in front as a leader. I mean, there is no confidence in that program.
I was thinking about this yesterday. You take away the years since Arkansas joined the SEC. Let's just start there. The only time Alabama's been invincible is when Saban was the coach. Arkansas is almost 500 against him in the other years. And that's Arkansas, a team that's generally been in the bottom half of the league. It's not like Alabama when Saban wasn't there before Saban. It's not like Alabama was beating people right and left. They had a nice run when Stallings was there. But post-Bear Bryant, Stallings' run in the early 90s is the only time anybody's been scared of Alabama.
Tuberville beat them six straight
times in a row, and they hired Saban, and it was like it never happened. But only during the Saban era has Alabama been invincible. Only under Saban have you been scared of him. Every team in the league right now is saying, bring them on. Every team. And with a certain amount of justification, too.
That's crazy.
I know.
They lost to Vanderbilt last year.
Well, maybe we should have seen it coming.
Vanderbilt.
Maybe they
With
did
all
see
due
it
respect. And I think Vanderbilt's pretty good this year.
The stat everyone rolled out over the weekend, over and over and over again, was in 230 games, Nick Saban lost to 4 unranked opponents. In 14 games, Kalen DeBoer has lost to 4 unranked opponents. Now, Florida State should not be unranked. And we know the rankings are trash sometimes.
Have they ever meant less?
But not today.
Have preseason rankings ever meant less?
No, especially with the flipping of the rosters and the.
That's right.
The
That's my point. You don't know what you got.
No idea. And I don't know how much we learned. Like, who are you scared to play? I mean, there are some good teams. I mean, Texas is a good team, but they don't have it figured out. All these first-year starting quarterbacks look like first-year starting quarterbacks.
You better be able to score. I saw a lot of teams over the weekend that can't score.
We got a lot to get into. Okay. You want to just jump into the phones?
Let's do it.
I mean, let's just.
What'd you think about the Razorbacks?
Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Reaction Tuesday.
Ryan's in Hot Springs, Arkansas, 52-7 over Alabama A&M. Ryan, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Happy Tuesday.
Hey, good morning. I want to add one thing to Chuck's point too. If I'm pretty sure it's still correct that Arkansas still holds the worst loss for Alabama in SEC play in that 42-6, 1998. How about that?
That's a butt whip. I remember that.
But my biggest takeaway is I was thing that gets me most excited is watching our receivers actually break some tackles this year. It seemed like we didn't do a good job of that last year as we've seen in other years past. So that was one thing I was really looking for. It looks like Omega Blake's looks like he's going to be the real deal, hopefully, when we get into real competition. The only thing that does worry me is our inconsistency at pass pro by the running backs. I think if we can clean that up a little bit, I think this offense will take this team as far as it can. That's my thoughts. Hope you have a great day and go Hogs.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That's a call right there. If you're looking for an example of a call, like how to make a call. He had
to start a show.
He got in.
He got in and got out.
He landed the plane and had some things to say.
Yaks, yards after catch. That's going to be a big stat this year. And he's right. It's not been a big stat over the last several years. And that's one thing I noticed, too. And then a lot of that's on the quarterback. You got to put it in a spot where they can catch it and run. And he did.
I thought Talon made some good decisions. I mean, you're playing an opponent that's overmatched, but he still did some good things. Where, like he didn't run at the end of the first half, gets tackled, the clock's going to run out. He doesn't try to put his head down and score. He throws the touchdown pass. He keeps his eyes up. There's more of that going on. He's still got ways to go, and will continue to develop. But, man, you see the difference from year one to year two with one game. With one game, it's hard because you're not playing a great opponent. Here's Pittman on Talon after the game.
He and also Talon Green weren't afraid to take a hit. I guess, are you wanting them to be a little bit more conservative or just kind of cut them?
I want to play football.
That's right. That's exactly right. And it doesn't mean that you don't make smart decisions, but you don't, in the middle of a third down play, think, man, I don't want to get hurt right here.
Yeah, he there were a couple times where I was wishing he would just go ahead and get out of bounds, but that's not how you play. David's in Searcy. David, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Good to hear you again.
Hey, David. Yeah, I know.
I'd like to warn, let's just say, warn Razorback fans that we are not playing Alabama A&M this weekend. I watched a lot of Arkansas State the last 2 years because my wife's great nephew was on the team. Y'all may remember him. He played for the Hogs for a while. Blaine Toll. You remember Blaine?
I do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway. Their quarterback, Mr. Rayner, he just threw for 350, 10 different receivers. He's really shifty. He can make a good play out of a bad play. He's much better quarterback than the boy we saw last weekend as far as actual play making. And they have a receiver named Rucker who can play for most teams in the SEC. He's that good. They must have double-teamed him because a boy named Cobb had almost 100 yards receiving. So that tells me he was either double-teamed or slightly injured or something because the boy can play for anybody, this Rucker kid. And this is going to be a good game. I look for them to score at least 20 points against us, but the Hogs should come out on top. So go Hogs. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you, David.
Thanks, David.
That Rucker kid, I think, started. He began his career. He didn't start there, but he began his career at South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. So, I was looking at their roster last night, and you traditionally think of Arkansas State as being a team with Arkansas kids that the Razorbacks didn't offer. You're hard-pressed to find an Arkansas kid on their roster. I mean, they got a few, but not very many. Among the guys that played against Southeast Missouri, I think the Razorbacks played more Arkansas kids in their game than Arkansas State played in their game. So I don't know if people say, well, those kids, they're going to be ready to play the Razorbacks. I don't even think they know who the Razorbacks are. But his point that a lot of them are from our SEC states, let's just put it that way. Some of them were overlooked by SEC programs. I think for Arkansas State, they're playing the SEC. I don't know if they're necessarily playing the Razorbacks, although I'm sure they'll be told about it all week long.
The Corey Rucker is the receiver in question. He started his career at Arkansas State, played there for 2 years, transferred to South Carolina where he had one catch, and then transferred back to Arkansas State.
Right. See Darius's kid? Is it Darius Rucker's kid? Yeah. That's who it is?
Yeah.
Arkansas, I mean, you never know. 13 players they have from the state of Arkansas. Arkansas has 28.
Okay.
That was in WholeHogSports.com article.
I missed that
over the weekend from Christina Long.
Arkansas State, they played Southeast Missouri State too, so like similar level opponent to who the Razorbacks played.
I'd like to make the point that at 6:15 on Tuesday morning, we're done talking about the Alabama A&M game.
Well, I don't think we are.
I think people want to talk about Arkansas State.
I haven't gotten to say anything yet.
They haven't. Well,
yeah.
David has clearly.
It's not over until Bart says it's over.
David has turned the
page.
I
need the last word.
There's a fear. I don't know if you noticed, but if you happen to be around town, there's a fear on people's faces. It's the Arkansas defense.
I have not seen.
We'll get into that next. Chuck has thoughts. We got so much to get into.
We do.
I want to have some coffee and let you guys roll for a while. This is going to be good. 877-377-6963. Is the game sold out yet, by the way?
There are rumors. I mean, I keep hearing that.
It's not.
But I've not heard anyone say that officially.
It's not.
You just ask the question and answer yourself.
It's not. And it's not going to be.
You think it's going to be a sellout?
Well, it might be, but they're not going to have all the tickets scanned.
It'll be a late week sellout if it is. It'll be a walk-up, perhaps, sellout. It'll be full. Can we say that? It'll look full.
It'll look good on TV. It always does.
It'll look good.
That beauty, the old beauty. What's her name?
Gray lady.
The old what?
The old gray lady.
The old.
Well,
gray
you got to come
lady.
in off the golf course first. You know.
Yeah.
You have to love that golf course.
Well, I mean, it's the tailgating.
Yeah.
That's what Little Rock is. It is a beautiful tailgate scene. But this game, is what it's going to be different for sure. It'll be
once in a lifetime.
It'll be different. We better take it serious, Chuck.
That's right.
Better take it serious. Chuck and Bo Show. It's Tuesday. Lot to react to. Your thoughts coming up. You're right, Chuck. You're right. You're right.
You're not wrong, Chuck.
Because
that's
we don't
all I
want
wanted to hear. That's really all I wanted to hear.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home. The two best guys in mediocre sports radio.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You ready to get back in the booth this year?
I am ready.
Eyesight. I mean, you wear readers.
I do put readers
you have
on.
Occasional glasses. You got to get them. You got to hang them around your neck.
See, I'm not going for that look yet.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's the Chuck and Bo Show.
We're
621.
Wow.
Herb Street was caught on a hot mic last night saying they're so bad. And it was coming back from break in the North Carolina game. He clarified the comments that he was talking to his producer for something he had said, that some joke he had made.
He said you're so bad.
Yeah.
Not they're so bad.
Right. It sounds,
which you can when you actually go back and listen to it, you can
Makes
hear
sense.
that.
once
But
he
they
said
were
that,
so bad.
you can go back and it sounds like that.
Yes, but
when you
North
listen to
Carolina
it
is also
first-
so bad.
But it could have fit. It was very fitting. And they is North Carolina going to go to a bowl game this year?
No.
Okay.
What do you?
Arthur, our friend from prison in Vermont today, on the Chuck and Bo Show. He's
What
made
are
his
they-
way from New Hampshire to Vermont.
What are they saying about the Razorbacks in the lockup today?
He's not in.
I am no longer. That
He's
is
out.
in my past. I am out. I'm in Burlington, Vermont. I got to go check in with my PO in a couple of hours. I don't know what they're saying. It's like I said,
doesn't
that's in
matter
the
now.
past. But
Yeah, it doesn't matter now.
Yeah. It would have been
I'm
good
glad.
to know while you were there, but we're good.
While I was there, oh yeah. Well, I could. My girlfriend's still down. I guess I can get her opinion on them. But let me tell you about these little kids out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. Oh man, it was a good. It's good to see the Taylor Green. It did not miss. When someone's running free down the defense, when there's a busting coverage, he got him the ball. I noticed that he was really seeing the field better than he did last year. I'm not gonna go on who looked bad, but I tell you what, that kid from Utah, Devian Dampier. Because let me tell you what, I sat right in front of the color TV from 10 in the morning till 2 at night. Man, it was epic. And
He's a free man. He's a free man. He's got a free to watch football.
I mean, it was nice to see the other teams that are in the bottom of the SEC take care of business. I was so sick of hearing about how Southern Miss and their transfers from Marshall were gonna. I tell you what, they're gonna sneak up on Mississippi State, and the big. In the MAC powerhouse Toledo was going to beat Kentucky. They got pushed around. Yeah, it took a while, but at the end, they took care of business. And then another takeaway is what is wrong with the field goal these days? It's 3 points. I've been away for a few years. I mean, is 3 points just not good enough for most people? And then. Yeah, as far as gambling went, this sounds crazy, but I put up 29.67 that generated 29.58, so I lost $10. But I enjoyed every minute of it.
That's a lot of action.
You play all day, lose $10. That's not a bad day.
A lot of action for $10.
Generated.
Well,
I like that word.
Yeah, but I tell you what, there's only 11 more weeks, so there's nothing. There's nothing. I don't feel comfortable gambling on really a lot of other things like college basketball. It's getting a little easier with college basketball because the money involved in college basketball, at least the product is getting better. It's good to see players staying at the same team, or at least the same players staying in college, and they just don't go straight to the pros. But yeah, I think I covered a lot of ground there, guys.
You did. You did. We'd love. Yeah, tell us more about the bigger games. What were your thoughts on the big takeaways from the weekend?
Oh man, LSU and Auburn look good. They look good.
Auburn?
Yeah, they manhandled them. They've been stockpiling talent now for 3 years. I mean, they look good. That's a good Baylor team. But they couldn't hang, and then LSU, once again, it's like I'm not a hater, but sometimes I do hate a lot, and LSU. I mean, everybody knows what happened. Alabama's offensive line never really showed me anything last year, and they still they've gotten down in reputation, and Ty Simpson has never been that guy. I'm sure Arkansas would like to see Alabama come back to Fayetteville, and I'm sure there's a lot of retailers with an inventory of generic cigarettes and, let's see, with it, Pearl Light in a can that would love to see Alabama come back. Of course, you got to think about when anytime Alabama comes in the state, all the orange barrels that suddenly disappear off our highways. But, yeah, that's it, man. I'm sure there's a lot of other people would like to get on, but it was a great week of college football, and man, Arkansas can straight light it up. I mean, they're going to be good. So
Are you concerned about the Arkansas State game?
No, boy, I hesitated a lot. They wanted this. Beat them down. It's the last game in Little Rock. You got Petrino on staff. I think he's undefeated in the city. I know Sam Pittman doesn't like to play there, but there's enough players from Little Rock to enjoy, the break from Fayetteville. I think they should win. I mean, there's a little hesitation. Arkansas State they look good on offense. They're one of the few teams in the Sun Belt that actually won. As I was updating Phil Stills yesterday, I think with the combination of most a group of five getting picked clean, and then they don't have the COVID players anymore, there's a clear separation from the Power Four versus the group of five. That's part of Sunday mornings is going to church feeling like I was hungover, and then also the next step is updating my Phil Stills, whether I'm in prison or not. There's just some things I still do.
Right, you gotta have your standards.
Yeah.
All
right. Well,
it's like bathing, man. I mean, you gotta have some standards wherever you are.
Hey, thanks for checking in. We'll hopefully hear from you tomorrow.
Okay.
We got more questions. You too. That's Arthur's weekend.
I missed the bulletin about him being released.
Well, he's been trying to tell us.
Yeah, well, you were trying to say it, and I, of course, was not listening.
He mentioned his girlfriend. I wanted to go back to that.
Yeah,
it sounded
that
like
could mean a lot of
still
things.
incarcerated,
Yeah,
and that he could check
I
in
didn't
with
know.
her.
I didn't know if it was that or if she's like back in Arkansas. I couldn't tell from the phrasing.
But we got time later in the week.
We'll clarify.
We'll come back to that. We're brought to you in part by First Security Bank, the official bank of the Chuck and Bo Show.
We are.
Convenient locations helping you bank better all over the state.
Am I supposed to go to Pascal now? Is that what's going on?
It's fine, Chuck.
I mean, you're welcome to.
No.
I was. A professional would have just rolled with it.
No. I was confused.
But we all have our moments.
I was confused.
They are the official bank of the Chuck and Bo Show. FSBank.com online. Member FDIC. First Security Bank. Member FDIC. And if you're experiencing HVAC issues, Pascal can help you out.
Well, yes, they can. In all seriousness, I mean, Pascal's been doing this a long time, over 50 years. If you're in Northwest Arkansas, you've heard about him probably all your life. Comfort and quality are well within reach for everybody else, though, too. If you can hear my voice, there's a pretty good chance Pascal's expanded into your area. Right now, you can get a new high-efficiency AC and furnace system starting at just $79.99. Payments as low as $100 a month. Comfort all year round. We're about to move into the fall. Winter's going to be here, and they'll have you ready. Log on. Schedule your appointment. GoPascal.com.
Got the phone lines burning up. We'll get to them next. 6:31. Good morning. This is not interesting. It's just interesting to us.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweat No Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to sweatnomcosmetic.com and click on the Sweatnom Edge.
Summer storms and heavy rains can sneak up fast, so make sure your gutters are ready to handle it all. Hog Trough Gutters, locally owned and operated with 30 years of experience, installs seamless gutters made on site to protect your home. They're fully licensed and insured. Every job is hydro tested, and each one comes with a 20-year warranty. proudly serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And if you're outside those areas, just give them a call or a text. Schedule your free inspection today at hoggutters.com.
Today's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here and there. Let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
By the way, those are all gambles. Those are all raffles to some extent. They're all gambles.
Life is one big raffle.
It is.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Gentle Ben is chomping at the bit.
He is chomping.
Ben, good morning.
Hey, man, I like that guy. Good morning, guys. I like that guy from that just got out of prison and his girlfriend's still there or something like that. And I mean, he's entertaining.
Yeah, he's out. He got out Monday. We heard again.
He's a free man.
Through a comment from him that he got out Monday. Got out yesterday. Released yesterday.
You notice, Ben, how we're helping ease him back into society through this show. Did you notice that?
Wonderful thing.
It is wonderful.
Because I was just in there thinking that on my part, I thought, well, if he's, changed his ways, maybe got saved or come back to the Lord or whatever, I'm just saying that it would be kind of neat if he could maybe just did his time, paid his dues,
show someday.
And then, yeah, that's where he could make a lot of money, right? Being, a talk show host.
Let's not get carried away.
Get rich.
But anyway, I'd like to see it to where he could get a job, because back in the old days, and don't worry, I'm not going to say I walked, uphill both ways in the buckshot mud or whatever, but I'm just saying back in the day, when you got out of prison, depending on what you went to prison for, it was hard for you to ever get a good job again. So I hope it's not that way with our buddy. I can't remember his name, but
Arthur.
Anyway,
Arthur. He has a name. Arthur.
Yeah, well, I hope Arthur's able to, shake it off and get a good job, move up in the company, and just really have a life.
That's
so,
great.
Anyway, but back to Saturday, man, guys, I just about had a fit, or my heart got to fluttering during that first part of the first quarter, and like when they went down there, and it looked like that sharp knife through melted butter with our defense.
Yeah.
And every
your worst nightmare almost came true. Arkansas was almost going to be behind at the end of the first quarter. Remember, Ben had that fear last week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I didn't feel any better.
Of course it didn't
the
happen.
Second time they had the ball. No, that's right. But it started that way. It started the way I said it would, that they would have them 8 plays or however many that, they had scripted, and every single one of them worked at the beginning because, every play was just, running, passing, didn't matter. I thought, well, man, come on, Alabama A&M, drop the football or trip over your cleats or something, And then I think right after that, they were moving the ball after they got it again the second time, but then sometime in that time frame, they got to having about 5 plays in a row where they had penalties. On Alabama A&M did,
By the end of the game, Ben, how did you feel?
Oh, great, wonderful.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I was positive about the fact that we found out what we were doing wrong the first series on defense, or however many series it was that we
so you feel
stop
better
them or whatever.
You felt better as the game went on.
A lot better. I mean, I was just going to say the positive things too, if you let me. Is that I was tickled
I was just trying to get you there.
I was tickled today. I'm sorry.
I was just trying to get you there. That's okay.
Okay, no problem. I'm just saying I'm glad they found out what the problem was, fixed it quick, and then beat them like they should. And I think it was great that we beat them like we ought to beat them.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking forward to Saturday. And and seeing if it's going to be close or not, because I've always wanted to play them, but I always wanted to beat them 100-0. So anytime anybody asks me a question about you want to see ASU play Arkansas, I'd make both sides mad. And sometimes they'd say, well, Ben, don't call in for a few days so people will cool off,
Yeah, well,
anyway,
we'll see what happens this weekend. What is the line in the game, by the way? Do we have one yet on the Oakland Sports
It opened
app?
at 21.5. It's up to 23.5 now.
Do you notice Bart was actually pulling his beard out as Ben was talking? He was like physically pulling it out.
Love Ben. Just was trying to get him there.
I'm just like...
It's okay.
Opening drives are scripted. that's what teams do, right? And so they
North Carolina looked pretty good on that first drive.
Right. They script a series of plays together. They put a script together that's designed to take advantage of what they think the other team's defense is going to do, how they think they're going to come out, what they know about that defense. And then what happens from there on is how good a coach you are and how good your team is.
I'll have football strategy for 100.
Yeah.
Because it's about adjusting and what happens from there.
Bart. Thank you, Bart. Caleb's in Mountain Home. Caleb, you were on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Just exasperating.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey,
what a
Caleb.
week of college football.
You're not lying.
Yeah. For starters, on the right. For starters, I was at the game this past weekend. To say what I will say about the Hogs, I thought they did pretty good all around. I know everybody's panicking about the defense. And Bart, you brought up a good point. Just to say this real quick, Trey Biddy, whenever I watched him after the game, had mentioned Arkansas's defense practiced probably those same 10 plays to start out with. It's in practice for weeks now, getting ready for Alabama A&M for their first game. And from what he said, from the practices that he watched, I mean, it was pretty typical that they would give up that first touchdown kind of in the beginning in practice, and then from there they would lock it down. So, so from what I gather, that's not necessarily unnormal what they did. Granted, it'd be nice if they blocked down every touchdown. I get it, but I don't know. After they gave up that first one, they seemed pretty secure after that. And overall, I thought it was a good game. But moving on to the rest of the college football world, Texas lost, Alabama lost. I would have been 3 for 3 if LSU had lost, but they didn't do that. But, man, what a weekend. It was great. I loved watching FSU take down Alabama. Y'all, I'm going to make y'all feel old for a minute. I was born in 2003. So that means growing up since 2007 onward, I've only known a Nick Saban Alabama. And obviously last year we saw them lose to Vandy and Oklahoma and Tennessee, and now we're watching them go down first game of the season. This is like the fall of, this is how I imagine the fall of Rome must have looked. This is like how you imagine like the fall of great empires. Now, I'm not saying Alabama ain't ever going to be good again. They are. They got the recruiting and the fan base. But the invincibility of it is all gone. It's also nice to watch Texas lose. I know I don't have anything against Arch Manning personally, but I hated all the talking season headlines of is he going to be for Heisman, going to 2027 draft and all that. But it was a great weekend. Loved watching college football. Loved watching the Hogs. I think they'll do pretty good this upcoming weekend. Go Hogs. Y'all have a good week.
You too, man. Thank you.
I got to say this about national stuff. The Alabama, the Texas. Let's step back for just a minute. And I'm guilty of this too. We all buy into the hype about certain players. But really, you're going to tell me a first-time starter is going to go to Ohio State and he's going to win in the horseshoe in his first college start. You're going to tell me that Notre Dame's going to take a first-time starter to the Orange Bowl and they're going to beat a top 10 Miami team or top 10 any team. They're going to go on the road with a first-time starter and beat a top 10 team at their house. Alabama's going to take a first-time starter and they're going to go down there and play in Tallahassee against Florida State. And they're just going to go down there and win. If you really step back and you stop and think about it, what happened Saturday is not all that unusual. First-time starters go on the road and struggle. Their teams can't score. And, Texas took a first-time starter at quarterback and 4 new offensive linemen to Ohio State. I mean, when you really stop and think about it, maybe it played out about like it should have.
Yeah. Would you rather have Taylon Green or Arch Manning? Think about that. 877-377-6963. This year, one season, who would you pick?
I'd pick Taylon Green based on Saturday.
But if we had had that conversation a week ago, it would have been propaganda. I mean, you're
right.
People get all these ideas in their head, and you gotta get past that, and you got to get out there and see it. And You think Arkansas is better at receiver than they were last year?
Oh, my gosh. Yes.
I mean, we talked about that throughout the offseason. By the way, I heard somebody say, well, they threw to more guys in the Pine Bluff game last year than they did this year in the opener against Alabama A&M. So what makes you think more guys had catches? I don't know. I didn't
10 different guys caught balls Saturday.
And I think like 13 guys caught balls in the Pine Bluff game. And so they're like, well, so that game Saturday didn't tell us anything because the Pine Bluff game, they spread it around too. And then
including guys like Davion Dozier, guys that never played again. I mean, come on.
I mean, if you watch the way the offense looks this year, to me, that's what's completely different. Hey, the Fayetteville Auto Park's the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas. I saw a new Silverado driving down the road yesterday. It was Chuck's. Fayetteville Auto Park has Chevy of Fayetteville, and they got some great deals right now. But they've got incredible deals on all kind of vehicles, and that's one of the reasons people go there is because of the selection. Acura, Chevy, Honda, Toyota, and a huge selection of pre-owned options. 25 years in business. When you buy a car at the Auto Park, chances are you're going to buy another one, and you're going to keep coming back because of that lifetime relationship that they develop with you. Award-winning service and collision departments, whether it's routine service or unexpected repairs, they'll hook you up with a loaner so you're not stranded without a vehicle while yours is getting worked on. Check them out today, the Fayetteville Auto Park, and drive with confidence. Kids, there's never a good deal good enough with a bad person. Still a bad deal.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Alyssa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Football season's here, and Flight by Yuengling is the light beer built for game days. Tastes like a Yuengling, but it's a light beer, and only 95 calories. Flight raises the bar for what a light beer should be, and now it comes in a 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle and skinny cans. Perfect for tailgates, watch parties, or just kicking back after the game. Pick it up at your favorite store or ask your bartender. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag is still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Has your roof been taking a beating after the summer we had with the heat, the sun, and those sudden storms? Teamwork Roofing and Construction knows your roof is more than just shingles. It protects your home, your business, and everything inside. And their expert team delivers top-quality roofing and construction services all over Arkansas and beyond. And they only use the best materials while treating every project like it's their very own. Visit their website, teamworkbuilt.com, or you can find them on Facebook. Teamwork Roofing, built on quality, powered by teamwork.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time Hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more. They carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
I don't need Chat GTP. I've got Chuck GTP.
Amen.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
lot of times critics don't know what the hell they're talking about, and I don't think they know much what they're talking about on this one either.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
What did we learn over the weekend? Anything change for you? We got a one sample size now. Got a game to plug into your data.
I learned last night it's a lot easier to coach when Tom Brady's your quarterback
Oh,
or when
yeah.
you got a guy like Lawrence Taylor on defense like Belichick did for all
Is
those
Bill
years.
Belichick a good coach?
Yes, he's a good coach.
Is he a great coach?
Is he?
Uh-oh, here we go.
No, seriously.
No, I think he's a good coach.
Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. Is he? Bart.
Incredulous Bart.
Is he?
So Bill Belichick in the regular season with Tom Brady as his starting quarterback, 219-64. Incredible record. Record without Tom Brady as his starting quarterback in the regular season. He is now, including last night, that embarrassment, 83-102.
Wow.
I think we know beyond the shadow of a doubt now. I think we knew it a couple years ago when Tom Brady went to Tampa and won a Super Bowl. We know why New England was great for all those years. It's Tom Brady.
Listen.
Now, look, you have to, like, to Belichick's credit, like, you have to organize everything. You have to, like, run the program, so to speak, and make everything happen. I don't want to take anything away from him, certainly. But I'll tell you what, without Tom Brady, he's no better than, anybody else.
Well, it's kind of like me without Chuck. I mean,
or me without Bo.
It's
or any of us without you and Edward.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like not having your thumb.
Be careful, won't put your record on the line if we take Chuck away, Bart. I mean, you gotta. When you take a Hall of Famer out of the lineup, things happen.
Right.
But this experiment at North Carolina,
bad.
Yeah, it's not.
Boy, that did not look good for the start.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds. Make the right call. Chevy of Fayetteville has over 200 new vehicles on the lot right now. So if you're in the market, now's the time to make a move. That includes the brand new Chevy Traverse, the Chevy Trax, and all the favorites like the Tahoes and Suburbans. And for truck lovers, there are Silverados in stock and ready for immediate delivery. So go see Chris, Mark, Denver, and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eye. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
So I spent yesterday. You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I'm interested to see what happens this year. And unlike some of you, I have not just written this season off as a 4 to 6 win season. There's a fine line between where Arkansas has been and 9 wins. And all you got to do is go back and just look at some games. And if you can stay healthy and Taylor Green can be what you think he can, it's not like they've been from here to the moon being able to compete. So I'm kind of like every year, I'm excited for the season to see where they go.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this much.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
the show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the season, but I know Arkansas can score points. And after watching college football all weekend long, those teams that struggled to score, they didn't win. I mean, you got to score to win. And I know that Arkansas is going to play better teams than Alabama A&M, but they're going to put a lot of points on the board this season.
Are you nervous about playing anybody? Like when you looked at the schedule before the season, you're like, oh, that's daunting. Do you feel better about the schedule?
I think LSU's really good based on what we saw this weekend, but you don't play them until November. You know, you'll deal with that when you get there. The answer to your question is no. There's no one that I watched over the weekend that I'm like, man, I don't want any part of those guys. I didn't see it. Now, I think Ohio State's really good defensively, and Matt Patricia's going to turn them into something even better than they were before, I think, defensively.
Yeah.
But, no, I didn't see anybody out there that scares you. Look, you got first-year quarterback at Alabama. Got a first-year quarterback. I mean, that's the common denominator in these teams that disappointed over the weekend. It's first-time starters at quarterback. You know, Florida State won that ball game over Alabama. People forget that quarterback at Florida State, he may not have started for them, but he started for Boston College. He's been there, and there's something to be said for that. And when you really stop and look at what happened over the weekend in college football, I don't think anybody ought to be that surprised. A first-time starter lost at Ohio State. First-time starter lost on the road to a top 10 team. First-time starter got upset on the road. Those things happen. That's college football.
I think it is surprising that Alabama lost by 14.
Yeah, they got drubbed. That was surprising.
But you're right about the quarterback issues. Christian and Rogers, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. We're reacting on a Tuesday. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. So I just had a quick question for you. So excuse me, I got a cold, so my voice might be a little weird. But so I went to the Alabama A&M game a couple days ago, and what can we do to improve the Razorback game day experience? It was just a hassle trying to get in there. And don't get me wrong, I love going to Razorback games, love seeing them live. But the parking situation and stuff like that, it's just when I get in there, I kind of think, I'm like, man, would I rather just watch this on TV? Because, you know, you got to pay a lot for parking, and then the tickets are usually expensive. Not for this game, but it's just a hassle.
What would you like it to be like? What would make it more hassle-free for you, Christian?
If they just had better parking, you know, you got to pay like harps or to park in somebody's driveway, you know, something like that.
Free parking, close free parking.
Yes, close free parking, cheaper concessions. I mean, nobody wants to pay $8 for a soda.
$2 Cokes.
I mean, right, there you go. See, like, I know you get those souvenir cups, but still, $8 for a soda, that's a little steep, you know?
Have you been to other games?
I've been to a couple games a few years ago.
Where?
This is my first game in 2 years.
Where?
Only in Fayetteville.
Oh.
I've never been to
So I think, like, if you go to a game, a sporting event, what you get at Arkansas is pretty much what you get at any sporting event. I mean,
It's actually a little bit.
places.
It's actually a little bit better at Arkansas than it is some venues. In the
I
SEC.
go to the game. Sometimes I go to the game, like as a fan, sit in the stands, go like park lot 56 or whatever they're calling it now. Get on the shuttle bus, ride up to the gate, and I find it quite easy, actually. Now after the game, you might be in traffic for a little bit, but that's everywhere.
Right.
I think that
I can tell you around the league.
Decent job.
Yeah, I can tell you around the league. Look, nothing's easy. Going to a major college football game, I mean, unless you are one of those who pays for that close parking, nothing's free. It is. I mean, you're going to walk. You're going to park, and you're going to walk. But I will say, again,
Also,
comparing around the conference, we've got it better here than a lot of them do.
Also,
honestly.
look, if you want a parking pass, they have them. You got to buy them.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to buy them, paying $20 to $40 to park as close as you can, like you can park up there on the west side of the stadium, back there in those neighborhoods for $20, $40, $60 if you want to be super close.
That's right.
And that may sound expensive, but I don't know if you
Well,
kind
it
of
is
look around
expensive.
the world. We pay for convenience.
It is
Like, that's-
expensive, but you can't leave the house. Don't leave the house with the idea that I'm going to park close and it's not going to cost me anything, and I'm just going to zip right into the building. It's not going to work
By the
that
way, by the way, I think it's easier sometimes the way the infrastructure is set up at a game than it is parking like on Dixon Street if you're going to dinner.
No, you're right.
Charlie and Camden, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
Hey, Charlie.
Well, I'm just not rolling out of bed. You know, who does this whole so-called thing where we're off on Monday? Well, today's Monday to me. It feels like.
I know.
But,
We don't do a good job of having a recovery Monday. You just kind of take it. You just kind of take it as a third day off.
I'm not feeling it really, but I'm gonna try to do this thing.
I hear you.
Don't tell my job that. But anyway, I'm supposed to work in healthcare. I'm supposed to be a nice guy here. Anyway, you don't say that. You don't say that on the job.
Well, get it out now.
Anyways, yeah, live on the radio. Hope no one's listening. I just was wondering, guys. I thought about the game. I did think that I was surprised, by the way, the size of both lines for the other Alabama A&M. They were bigger than I thought they were going to be for whatever reason. Their O-line and D-line, I was actually a little bit surprised by that. And their physicality, Chuck, early in the game, I thought they hit us, and we were like, wow, these guys aren't playing.
They came to play. Give them credit. They came to play.
And that is exactly what I was about to say. Like, they woke us up just by the way they played early with their intensity, and I thought defensively it was more of, everybody's so worried about this defense. Look, and I get all that. I do. But you got to come out with a certain intensity in a game, like, especially in the SEC. We know that. You can't just be coming out there, and you got to lock in. Like, I thought those first few drives, it was just a lot of missed assignments. What did Coach say yesterday? Like 6 on the first drive? Like, guys just not knowing what they needed to do from guys we trust. Linebackers, like, come on, guys. Y'all got to wake up. These guys are possibly the best players on our defense. They gotta lock in, know their assignments. They were probably a little ramped up, early, first game, but, they locked in as the game went on. And the secondary, by the way, I thought played well. The first drive, I just thought we were playing way too far off of guys. But once we got up on them a little bit and challenged them, it was different. And so I give them credit. As far as the offense goes, look, I was thinking about the run game a little bit. I thought we held some things back, as far as scheme. I think we'll do a little bit more. We didn't run Taylor as much. Now, here's the deal. I do want to say this. It does scare me, as great as Taylor is as an athlete, guys, on that 3rd and 11 that he had to run around and stretch like that. Look, I know we want him to play, but what's the balance there? Because Coach did talk about that. He did hurdle a guy last year, but I want this guy on the field because I think he gives us a chance to win. So what is the balance there between Taylor and, taking chances versus there was one time I think he got out of bounds. Anyways, what's your guys' thought on that? Y'all have a go.
Yeah, I thought Taylor played the way he needed to play. Look, Taylor is going to be in harm's way. He's going to run the football. They got a mobile quarterback. That's what they got. That's what you got to do. And we can all. It's easy to sit in the stands, and I did it too. Like, oh man, get out of bounds. Don't take that hit. But I think he's probably. I know he talked about it in the offseason, more aware of that, like when to get down. He said not slide but dive. That's what Petrino tells him.
Well, you slide, you get hurt.
Yeah,
that's when guys. I mean, that's when you take a shot up high.
How's it going in Alabama? What is that state? What is the Tide fan base feeling like? How are they reacting? I think we know, but we're going to get an inside look from Ryan Brown, who's a longtime sportscaster there. When we come back, it's 7-11 on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. See, this is what the Chuck and Bo Show is. You just show up and have coffee with you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most. Don't out the Varsity podcast and follow us on social media for the latest spotlight features. Get it?
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Summer storms and heavy rains can sneak up fast, so make sure your gutters are ready to handle it all. Hog Trough Gutters, locally owned and operated with 30 years of experience, installs seamless gutters made on site to protect your home. They're fully licensed and insured. Every job is hydro tested, and each one comes with a 20-year warranty. Proudly serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And if you're outside those areas, just give them a call or a text. Schedule your free inspection today at hoggutters.com.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
That's special.
You got to match Chuck Barrett's intensity. I mean, when the guy's in the booth, he's a different kind of cat.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, a lot to react to coming out of the weekend. And like, you look at the North Carolina TCU game. Is TCU really good? Is North Carolina really bad? Both. A combination. Partly true on both. Shocking, really, what we saw from Alabama at Florida State. And here to talk about that, Ryan Brown, co-host of Next Round Live, 9 to noon Central Time, weekdays. Also on ABC 33 in Alabama and Birmingham. And he's been covering the Tide. I've been working in the Birmingham market for a long time, WJOX, among other places. Ryan, great to have you on the show. All you got to do, I guess, today is show up on time.
Yeah, we did it yesterday. We showed up on time yesterday. I'm curious if in the beautiful foothills of the Ozarks of Arkansas there, can you see the smoke from our state burning?
Yes.
Is it visible? I don't know if it's made it. Oh, you can, okay.
I was actually looking on social media for carnage, and I guess I wasn't looking in the right place or long enough, but I thought it would be everywhere. And I just want to know what yesterday was like for you. Can you give us a sense of what Alabama fans, I think we know, but what are they saying?
Well, I mean, I would have to say Kalen DeBoer's approval rating is at 0 right now. And I know that sounds insane. The guy's only coached 14 games, the head coach at Alabama. But this fan base has always had caviar taste. There's no doubt about it. Alabama has won a lot of championships. It's been the blue blood in college football, one of the greatest programs ever, right? So even in the worst of times, this fan base has always, had a taste for championships. And people would laugh at that, like, he hadn't won a championship in 10 or 15 years back then. But still, Alabama fans would start every year looking at the possibility of winning a championship. And the Nick Saban era only amped that up to about 1,000,000%, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's all they did in the Saban era was play for or win championships. And the truth of the numbers are, Alabama reached number one very quickly under Kalen DeBoer, and since that time, they're 5-5, and they've lost to 4 unranked opponents. Nick Saban was, after his first year, never 5-5 in a 10-game stretch, and he never lost to unranked opponents. I mean, his record against unranked opponents is insane in his time at Alabama. So this program right now looks nothing like Nick Saban had it, and Alabama fans don't know how to cope with that.
When a coach loses a fan base, Ryan, it's really hard to get them back. I mean, it sounds silly one game into his second year, but has he hit the point of no return already?
Well, financially, Chuck, no, because that's about, well, I think he's owed 90% of his remaining contract. So at the end of this year, that'd be a very, very expensive buyout. Emotionally, I don't really think he's the point of no return yet. He's got a lot of rebuilding to do to earn back the trust of his fan base. Look, I mean, here's the truth. Here's the truth of the matter. He's coached 14 games. He could be 13-2 and have played for the national. No, let me take that back. He could have been the national champion last year. And there are still people out there that would have said, yeah, but Saban would have done it this way, right? Anytime you start losing games, you guys know this, everything becomes hypercritical. And you've got players that are doing TikTok dances in the locker room, and all of a sudden that is a huge issue. If those players have been doing that under Nick Saban and he was winning national championships, it would not have been brought up. But, everything is under a microscope. So I think even had he won the national championship last year, you would have still had people that think he's too soft, that think, bringing an ice cream truck to practice is something Nick Saban never would have done. Letting guys do videos in the locker room is something Nick Saban never would have done. He was always going to live under that shadow. So that was always going to be an issue. It is just such a massive issue, now that he's lost 5 games out of 14. I mean, it's just unacceptable in this era of Alabama football.
It's one thing to lose. I mean, you go play Florida State. Florida State's better than you got a first-year starting quarterback, and you play a good game, tight game. Alabama looked hopeless. They looked like lack of effort. Like when
No, that's the problem, is the fans look back at Vanderbilt last year on a team that had just beaten the number 1 team or just reached number 1 and had beat Georgia, and they go play Vanderbilt and they just look disinterested in the game. And that was the first crack in the foundation. That was the first time people started saying, oh, Nick Saban never would have done that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they go play Tennessee, and it wasn't as much disinterested in Tennessee. It was just discombobulated. Like the offense was just a complete mess that day in the loss at Tennessee. But then, they come back and they destroy LSU at Tiger Stadium. So you feel like, okay, well, maybe everything's okay. And then, where it really hit the fan was the loss against Oklahoma. When they go to Oklahoma last year, that looked a lot like what you saw Saturday. A team that there were lapses of concentration, there were effort issues. And see, that's the problem. Like I said, when everything starts getting analyzed, and now there's some players that have got some bad film out there of them loafing on down. And that's when you're down big, and you've got to have big plays. So, and then you've got analysts like ESPN's Tom Luginbill, who was on our platform yesterday, saying he watched the film and there was a lack of effort. Joel Klatt, who will be on our show today, the Fox College football analyst, said, I watched the film. There was a lack of effort. When you start getting guys that know the game, that are independent, they're not just saying it for clicks, and they're saying, I watched this and there was a lack of effort, that is, that's the most alarming thing you can say, is that in your very first game, you had a lack of effort. What in the world is going on there?
Ryan, I asked this because we don't play Alabama this year, so I've not, I've not taken as close a look as I would some years. But how has the portal and NIL affected Alabama? The portal more than anything, in terms of players that are gone, players that have come in, that just kind of. Do you think that has something to do with this, I guess, is what I'm asking?
So that's the crazy thing, Chuck, is that now after Nick Saban left, you remember, so for those just real quick that don't know how the rules work, so when a coach leaves, even if you're outside a portal window, at that school, the portal window is open for 30 days. And anybody can come get your kids, but you can't shop anybody else's because the portal's closed elsewhere. It's just one of those weird. So when Nick Saban retired, all of a sudden Alabama was open season. They lost a bunch of guys like Caleb Downs, who's playing at Ohio State now. They lost those guys in the portal. It settled down after that, and in fact, in the spring portal window after spring practice, Alabama didn't lose a single player, and they did a victory lap on that. Like that was big news around here, because it seemed to be that team saying, "This is our guy. We're staying with Kalen DeBoer. We believe in him," and it seemed like, okay, this is headed in the right direction. They got some good players out of the portal. Isaiah Horton, who's their number 3 receiver, came from Miami. So they've been able to get guys out of the portal. NIL, I don't think Alabama is where Ohio State is, or some of the other bigger schools, but I think Alabama's got the NIL required to compete. So I don't think you can pin it on that. I don't think you can look at that and say that in this new world of football, Alabama football just can't compete. I don't think we're there yet. So I don't. Now here's what Alabama does not have. Alabama does not have a Walton family or a Tyson Chicken family, to use a local reference there, that is a billionaire that is willing to give. They don't have that. They've got some people that got some money. Don't get me wrong. Alabama's not a poverty program, but Alabama doesn't have the Jimmy Rain that Auburn has, who's a billionaire, or the Jim Haslam that Tennessee has. They don't have that guy right now. So it's a different way Alabama has to go about it. But they're not operating with scraps right now either.
I guess what I meant on the NIL part, though, was Saban it was his locker room. I mean, I don't care how much money some kid was making. It was his locker room. Has it affected the locker room, I guess, more than anything?
Yeah, that's what I do not know. Here's an interesting thing is, and this is kind of a PR situation. Jalen Mbakwe, who is returning punts for Alabama right now, was a defensive back, and he's very good friends with Ryan Williams, who at times has been Alabama's best receiver. He's not right now. But he was going to hit the portal shortly after Kalen DeBoer's first season, and it became a really big story because of his friendship. He did a podcast with Ryan Williams, and a lot of people thought it might be indicative that Williams was going to leave too. So Alabama, scrapes together this money. The kid wants to flip to receiver. He wants to play some receiver, so they let him play receiver. Well, he's down the receiver depth chart. He's not playing defensive back, so they scraped together all this money kind of in a PR battle to keep the guy, and now he's not even playing. So you do wonder if stuff like that impacts the locker room, because here's a guy that got a lot of money just so it didn't look bad that he was leaving. I will say Ty Simpson, the Alabama quarterback, who it's easy to say, played bad Saturday. He didn't play terribly. He didn't turn the ball over. He had 2 touchdown passes, 23 of 43. I mean, that's not amazing, obviously. But he was far from the reason Alabama lost. He just announced deals with Hugo Boss, Hollister Clothing, Gatorade, and there was one other. I can't remember the other. He's making bank. And I just don't know. I don't know how those things get sorted out in the locker room.
Ryan Brown, longtime sportscaster, Birmingham. Next Round Live, they're on 9 to noon. If you want to hear the carnage, you can go on social media, find them, and listen to Alabama fans lose their mind, which I know is of great joy for many Razorback fans, seeing the great dynasty fall after Saban has departed. To me, Kalen DeBoer is just not a fit for what they or the transition from Saban to whatever's next is just going to take some time. But it's not like the Alabama program's not the Alabama program. I mean, the resources and all that stuff. Here's the thing. If the reports are $70 million, if they end up buying him out at some point this year, that seems astronomical and unattainable. But pull up Alabama's schedule, and I'm just going to rattle off some games they have. Wisconsin, at Georgia, Tennessee, a rival, at South Carolina, LSU, Auburn at the end of the year. That's 6 games that they looked like on Saturday they can lose.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, they lost. Look, I mean, again, as I said, and I don't think this surprises any Arkansas fans or anybody in the SEC, Alabama fans approach every season from how do you win the national championship. Well, now you know your margin for error has just about disappeared. You get one more loss. And then you start looking at some of those games you mentioned, and you're like, holy crap, you only get one more loss. You've still got to go to Georgia, to South Carolina, to Auburn. You've got to play Tennessee, who look very, I thought they looked much better than most people thought they would in week 1, beating Syracuse. There are plenty of landmines on that schedule, and you got to skate through the rest of that thing with just one loss. After you watch what you watched Saturday, I don't know how you can wrap your mind around that. I will tell you, you guys may remember, this is the last time, this was the time under Saban where Alabama was anywhere close to this situation. And I bet both of you guys, Chuck was doing the game, so I bet both of you remember it. Do you remember the game Alabama went up there and beat Arkansas 14-13?
Yep.
Yeah.
And there was, I think Arkansas scored right away. I think there was a controversial fumble or something like that, as I remember it. And boy, Alabama fans were hot. No offense to Arkansas, but they thought, that there was no effort in that game, yada, yada, yada. Texas A&M came to town the next week. And that's all the talk had been, is there's no emotion, there's no effort. This is not a Saban-like team. And they were a totally different team. They were jumping around, slapping helmets, tons of effort, and they ran A&M out of the state. It was like 55-3 or something. So, look, it's La Monroe this week, but Alabama fans are dying to see that type of emotion and reaction, and that's the last time I can remember getting to this point, and that was under Saban, so it was far from this critical.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It's going to be a fascinating thing to see if DeBoer makes it through the year, even with that massive buyout. I mean, it seems crazy to think that you could do that and fire the guy, but I also know that Alabama's not going to settle for 7 or 8 wins. So, I mean, something's going to happen.
No.
Ryan, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Good luck.
All right, fellas. Good talking with you. Y'all enjoy it.
Always. Appreciate it. Ryan Brown, longtime sportscaster in Birmingham. Next Round Live is their show. Streaming live 9 to noon. He's also on ABC 33 in Birmingham. Listen, the problem, just my view on this, is they don't have a connected locker room. They don't have a guy in control of the locker room. To your point about whether it's NIL or whatever, does that team look to you like somebody that's going to kind of circle the wagons and look like a different team? If they do, congratulations to him. But I've seen nothing from Kalen DeBoer as a coach and a leader, and I like the guy, that indicates like, oh, yeah, he's going to rally this thing.
They look like a lot of Alabama teams we've seen when Saban's not been the coach. Arkansas has been in this league since 1992. They never beat Saban. They beat virtually every other coach Alabama's had. I know Stallings had it going there at the beginning when Arkansas first joined the league, but Arkansas's record against Alabama is pretty close to 500, minus Saban. The reality is, post-Bear Bryant, the only time Alabama has been invincible is when Saban's been the coach. It's the only time. Every other year they've been beatable for the most part. And it'll go back to being that way.
We're going to take some calls coming up. If you want to get in here, hop on 877-377-6963. Don't forget you can check the Chuck and Bo Show out on YouTube at any time, live or on demand, as well as in podcast form after the show ends, wherever you get podcasts. Hey, if you're looking for a new roof, and a lot of people are, especially with the rain we have, maybe you've seen some leaks, you realize you got some issues, maybe it's the storms we've had, or the sun beating down all summer, whether it's business, residential, big commercial project, Teamwork Roofing and Construction can help you get it done. We've told you about the kind of people they are, but it's really another thing to consider is the quality materials they use, like Malarkey shingles. Anything but standard. Standard roofing shingles are just that, standard, but they don't have to be. Their shingles perform better and they last longer. They're sustainable, and that's just one example of what you're getting when you work with Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to their website, teamworkbuilt.com, for more details. Teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, they're built on quality and powered by teamwork. Chuck has a little bit of a bad habit of getting on Facebook and buying things.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time Hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more, they carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
Chevy of Fayetteville has over 200 new vehicles on the lot right now. So if you're in the market, now's the time to make a move. That includes the brand new Chevy Traverse, the Chevy Trax, and all the favorites like the Tahoes and Suburbans. And for truck lovers, there are Silverados in stock and ready for immediate delivery. So go see Chris, Mark, Denver, and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
Know what else makes you an Arkansas Razorback fan? Going to the University of Arkansas. How about playing football for the team?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
was on vacation last week, so I didn't go anywhere or do anything. That's the best vacation I've had in a long time.
Man.
Yeah, I don't want to even leave the house. I ain't got to.
That sounds like a dream come true for Chuck.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Chuck Barrett will join us in the 8 o'clock hour for his thoughts on the game.
I'll give them to you now. If you like.
Well, I mean, I'm going to go to you at some point because you have some thoughts on real concerns. You know, you spent time with Coach Pittman afterwards. You taped the coach's show. You're in the booth. You have stats that not everybody has readily available. You called the game.
Stat broadcast.
And if you weren't in here with me today, I would be coming to you. We'd get Chuck Barrett on, the voice of the Razorbacks. And I don't want to take that away from the people just because you're in here all morning. Brent is in Searcy. Brent, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Good morning, Chuck and Bo.
Brent, what's up? Almost said Bo.
Man, I'm going to tell you, I was sick all weekend. I didn't get to come up Saturday, but I watched the game. The thing that most impressed me, we got some receivers that can go get the ball and can run. We got some playmakers on the outside.
Yep.
I agree with that. I mean, and I don't know who's the best.
They got guys that can make plays with the ball in their hands in space. C.J. Brown, Sharp, Omega Blake, Jaylen Brown.
And then we didn't. We did not turn the ball up. I don't believe we had a turnover.
No turnovers. Just 2 or 3 penalties. It was really a clean game for an opener.
It was a clean.
Even against a team that's inferior, it was a clean game.
Then I'm going to say this. Alabama, you learn. Don't ever play a Gus Malzahn coached offense the first week of the season because they're going to come up with ways to beat you.
Gus owns them.
They're going to come up with ways to beat you. And I got one thing to say about that. Kalen DeBoer, and what's the athletic director's name? Scott Strickland, is that right?
No, he's at Florida. It's, gosh, I can see his face.
Greg Byrne?
Yeah, Greg Byrne. That's it.
They better put on some asbestos undergarments the rest of the year because people are going to be coming after them like nobody's business.
You're right about that.
It's a different animal. I mean, this whole thing's a different animal. We were talking about it during the break.
Thanks, Brent.
You know, Phil Jackson could coach the Lakers, really talented team. He could coach the Bulls, really talented team. Some guys, like when you have a caliber of player and you got a caliber of ego that Alabama's had, and you got a guy like Saban that's managing all that, and then you still bring in those players, I don't know if Kalen DeBoer is the guy to deal with that sort of everything going on there.
You've got to be larger than life. It's like Kentucky basketball. Eddie Sutton, and I'm old enough to remember when Eddie Sutton was here, he was as powerful a man as there was in Arkansas. Certainly as popular, maybe the most popular man in Arkansas. His word was law. He goes to Kentucky, and they ate him alive. I mean, the whole thing just swallowed him. I mean, swallowed him whole. And jobs like that will do that to a coach. Doesn't mean he's not a good coach. Doesn't mean he's not a Hall of Fame coach. Kalen DeBoer's record prior to Alabama was like a video game. It was like a video game record.
Good coach, man.
But that situation, if you are not larger than life, if they're not afraid of you, and they were afraid of Saban. Millionaires, guys who walked around as though they rule the world. In the presence of Nick Saban, they cowered. I mean, they just do. I watch it all the time, and you do too. They're not afraid of this guy. And fear's part of it. Healthy fear is part of it. At a place like Alabama, there's no fear.
Cecil's in Fort Smith. Cecil, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
What's up, guys? Good morning. I just jumped on, making my coffee, man. I went to the game Saturday. Enjoyed the game. We had a really good crowd. We really looked good, even though we played Alabama A&M. The execution was really good, and we had a really good crowd. I was really surprised at the crowd. I think we're going to be okay. Last night, I don't know what I kind of know what y'all was talking about because of I just heard the last 4 or 5 minutes of what y'all was saying about Alabama's coach. I don't know if he even going to last this season if he keep losing like that. And Carolina, my God, they want Carolina, the ACC, to be so great in football. They're just not a football conference. And just because the man won in the NFL don't mean you can win in college. And Chuck, you know what we was talking about, the portal, man. Hey, we still don't know. I mean, I did the best Saracen and lost because of Notre Dame. I thought they was actually going to win. I just picked the favorite teams and they lost. And I mean, last year they looked better than last year than this year. And then just like the Georgia quarterback transferred to Miami, he made Miami's better. You know, they did what they had to do, you know, but we still don't know. I mean, you got the top 25 rankings. We really ain't going to know till probably the fourth game. That's just my opinion of it, though. But I think we're going to be all right. And I'm going to try to get to Little Rock. I want to see that game in person, even though, you know, I know it's going to be televised, but I like to see it in person, though, because I know it's going to be a good game. And it's the interstate rivalry. And if we keep playing them, I think it'll be really great for the state. And I'm going to hang up, guys, and continue to listen to my favorite radio station. Y'all have a blessed day.
Thanks for having coffee with us this morning.
That was nice of him.
Cecil. 877-377-6963. That's an interesting look ahead at the Arkansas State game. He's excited about it. I think as we get closer to the game, a lot of people will be. And there are a lot of people that understand that A-State's going to be coming in like it's the Super Bowl. And I'm confident in Arkansas after, you know, the small sample size we had in week one that they'll go in and take care of business, but they better treat it like that.
I think they will. I think they will. Now, I do think this is much, much bigger between the fans than it is between the players. Between Arkansas and Arkansas State, out of, 150 guys that are going to dress out for this game, you've barely got 40 of them that are from Arkansas. You know, what was it? Arkansas's got 28. Arkansas State's got 13 from the state of Arkansas. So the idea that, they're going to have all these guys, the Razorbacks passed over, and they're going to be anxious, that's not a factor. It's going to be settled by the players on the field, and I do think Arkansas's got better players.
Yeah. It is a thing, though.
It is.
That
There's
Butch
no doubt.
Jones can rally around with his team.
Absolutely.
And, look, you just got to – teams show up, you know, this is one of Alabama's problems. You know, like people want to play them. I mean, there's a thing about that. I mean, A-State could play above their head in this game and create some problems.
They will for
Arkansas.
a little while. I would suspect that they will for a little while.
You just got to be ready to play.
Yeah. Hey, I know at Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, they were happy about the weekend. They were front and center. They always are when the Razorbacks play. And the thing about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, is you're dealing with local folks. You're dealing with people that like a lot of the same things you like. And one of the things they really like is that when it comes time to buy or sell a home, they can find you the home of your dreams, and if you've got to sell your home, they can sell it for you quickly at the price you want. That's what you get when you partner with trained real estate professionals, people that know the area, people that have been turning houses into homes since 1978. Washington, Benton counties, Fort Smith, Branson, and you can always log on to WeichertGriffin.com.
Hey, I'm sorry if this makes too much sense. I am more than happy to hear where I'm off on this.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's stunning to hear every 20 minutes a child is diagnosed with a critical illness. But we can help. Grant life-changing wishes with Waiters for Wishes and the Razorback men's basketball team. It's Tuesday, September 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Walk-Ons in Fayetteville. This private ticketed event lets you take photos, get autographs, challenge your favorite hog to a Pop-A-Shot, and bid on silent auction items, all benefiting Make-A-Wish Mid-South. Tables are limited and going fast, so reserve yours today at midsouth.wish.org.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Football season's here, and Flight by Yingling is the light beer built for game days. Tastes like a Yingling, but it's a light beer, and only 95 calories. Flight raises the bar for what a light beer should be, and now it comes in a 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle and skinny cans. Perfect for tailgates, watch parties, or just kicking back after the game. Pick it up at your favorite store or ask your bartender. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, it's Bo, and for me, business comes down to working with people I like and can count on. And that's Teamwork Roofing and Construction. They do what they say, they're on time, and when they're done, it's like they were never there and you have a brand new roof. Built with expert craftsmanship and the best materials. When it comes to commercial or residential roofing, get the customer care Teamwork Roofing and Construction offers. Check them out on their Facebook page, Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You think you're on anybody's pickup list at school?
No.
Chuck Barrett able to pick up my kid.
No, that I doubt that.
I'm gonna write you in.
All right, good.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
People talk about the money that we're spending on athletes. This all started with coaches, okay? Tommy Tuberville was the first $1 million coach, maybe 2000-ish, maybe 99, right in there, okay? And then now we're just paying crazy amounts of money. And we put all this. Bill Belichick is making $10 million plus. They hired him, never coached in college, $10 million. Bart's been sitting on this stat in the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. We overpay coaches like crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It really is. I mean, you've got college coaches making more money than NFL coaches, which is just insane to me. But 5 of the top 10 highest paid coaches in college football lost over the weekend, right? So Dabo lost, Kalen DeBoer lost, Sark lost, Dion loss, Belichick loss. Here's what stands out to me about that. Dabo's a good coach, right? Sark's a good coach. Like, those guys have proven it at their respective schools. Kalen DeBoer has proven to be successful everywhere he's been until he got to Alabama. Dion and Belichick are stealing money, man. Like, they're stealing money. Like, they're stealing money. When you seriously stop and think about it, like, Bill Belichick shouldn't be making $10 million to coach college football, period. Like, at all. Like, he has been a below average coach.
Did you see that they didn't even, and to some people you might not realize this, but if you sit in the press box, they have a depth chart and a roster.
Yeah, they didn't even put out a depth chart.
They didn't even have that on at the game.
Wow.
I mean, and Belichick, like, did he ever show any emotion at all on the sideline about anything? That's another thing. That personality can work in the NFL.
That's right.
Especially if Tom Brady's your quarterback, as you pointed out earlier. But in college?
Did you see
It's like Dave Aranda.
Did you see poor Holly Rowe? Poor Holly Rowe in the pregame trying to, like, get an answer out of Bill Belichick. I mean, it was like pulling teeth. It was terrible.
Jeez.
Hey, if you're dealing with a personal injury, struggling to get Social Security disability, or just drowning in debt, call the team that fights for Arkansans. Bill Reynolds and the attorneys at Cadell Reynolds know how to get results when it matters most. Car wrecks, denied disability claims, filing for bankruptcy. They've got your back. So don't face it alone. Call Cadell Reynolds at 866-314-3728 or visit CadellReynolds.com for a free consultation. Cadell Reynolds, make the right call.
Boy, I like the weather we've had.
Perfect.
The game day on Saturday was incredible. The atmosphere, the weather. It's going to be in the
Now we're going to Little Rock, baby.
It's a little bit of rain. We're still getting some rain. It's almost 8 o'clock on the Chuck and Bo Show. When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like walk-ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this. There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
We were 0-5. They put us all in the coffin. They just didn't put the nails in.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I just have, like, I imagine in your house. I've never been in your home, not because I don't want to. I've just never been invited. I imagine.
I've never been to your house either.
I don't know. You've been to anybody's house.
No, that's what I'm saying. I've not been invited either.
Do you go to anybody's house?
No.
Like anybody?
No one invites me.
Chuck's key to life is you don't come to my house and I won't go to yours. We'll just live out here in the wild together.
You're reading me like a children's
But I
story.
have.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this much.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
The show of record for Razorback fans.
Driving my son to school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo Show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
We're going to have Chuck Barrett on the show, voice of the Razorbacks. We're going to go over to the play-by-play room. We moved Chuck over to that room so he can give us some analysis on his thoughts from the game. That's coming up. A lot to get to. We've been busy this morning.
We have.
I got a lot to get. Sam Pittman spoke to the media yesterday on Labor Day as they get ready to go to Little Rock on Saturday.
I don't know that there's any advantage for us, in all honesty, to go to Little Rock and play Arkansas State. It's closer for them. It's like when we used to go over there and play Mississippi State. It's closer for them. I just don't know that there's going to be 20, 30,000 people less. But from what I understand, it hadn't been packed since I've been a head coach, and hopefully this one is, and it's as loud as Peyton Manning says it is over there. We sure would like that to be the case. I don't know what the advantage of it is going over there, except for the passion of the state for the Hogs. Going over there, I think, certainly continues that in the state of Arkansas.
Well, will Arkansas fans show up at War Memorial Stadium, be excited, be loud, be proud? Will this be a great atmosphere? Or will this be another game against, I don't know.
It'll be fun. I can remember when Arkansas played
underdog.
them in basketball. And there was a similar attitude by Razorback fans going into the game that this is beneath us. And then it turned out to be a hell of a game. And Arkansas barely won. And by the end of the night, everybody was like, man, this is great. We got to do this again. Of course, it's never happened. I think once the game begins, if it's close, ASU fans and those that just don't like the Razorbacks, and there are some out there, particularly in Central Arkansas, they're going to be having a field day. And if Arkansas blows them out, Razorback fans are going to be having a field day too. So I think it's going to be fun, but I don't know that it's going to be something when it's over that we say, man, we got to keep doing this. I don't know if it's going to be like that.
I wonder if this game Arkansas won 52-7 on Saturday did anything for anybody as a Razorback fan. What'd you take away from it? Look, we dismissed the opponent. We did that before the game even started. I understand that. But they played the game, and they were going to show you something, and they did. And so now you get to react to that. If they didn't play well, if they didn't win 52-7, if it was a close game in the second half, we'd have a whole lot different things to say. So it's not as if we learned zero. But not only Arkansas's game, in which Taylor Green threw for 322 yards, 24 of 31, that's 77%, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Also had some 9 times he carried it for 41 yards rushing. What did he take? 1 sack or sacked twice for a loss of total of 12 yards. I thought he made good decisions. Obviously, the defense looks like they're going to give up some points this year, but I think they're better than they looked in that first drive. We'll see how that plays out. Some concerns on the defensive line, but it's not just the Arkansas game that we looked at. If you like college football, you probably took in a lot of other games, some really interesting games. And coming out of the weekend, I guess my question to you as a Razorback fan is, what were you left thinking about the overall season? Did anything shift for you at all? I mean, we were in here, all of us were picking Alabama to go over their win total of 9.5. And today we have changed our minds.
We didn't really
For
watch
sure.
Georgia play. But other than that, at least I didn't.
No, I didn't see it.
I didn't see anybody this weekend that made me think, man, I don't want any part of those guys.
Well, when Arkansas doesn't play Georgia.
Yeah, I mean,
But if you look at the Arkansas
right,
schedule,
for that matter, they don't play Alabama.
Yeah.
And I had two takeaways from Arkansas. One, they played a clean game, which we've seen Arkansas dominate teams before on the scoreboard, but not play clean. No turnovers, minimal penalties. 3 of them, I don't think any of them were major. Couple of sacks. One of them led to a 53-yard field goal. They were. I thought it was clean. And in terms of the defense, sometimes we watch the one bad thing that happens and we act like that happened all day long. Alabama A&M had 12 possessions in the football game. They scored on one of them. On one of them, they fumbled the ball away to Arkansas. On the other 10 of the 12 possessions, they punted. And 5 of those were 3 and out. So the first drive, I was kind of like everybody else. I'm like, man, they made that look a little too easy. But North Carolina made it look real easy on their first drive last night against TCU, and then they got blown out. So if you've watched football, you know that first drives don't always tell the story about what's going to happen the rest of the day. So the fact that Arkansas went out there and by comparison played relatively error-free, I was encouraged by that. Look at all the pre-snap penalties Alabama A&M had in the first half. That's the product of a season opener. That's the product of a new roster. The fact that Arkansas has essentially a new offensive line and they weren't hampered by guys jumping early, I thought that was a really encouraging sign. It sounds simple, but it's not, because look at all the other teams that had to deal with it over the weekend.
He's Chuck Barrett. He is in the broadcasting booth right now, here on the play-by-play booth here on the Chuck and Bo
Special
Show.
Booth.
And we are brought to you by Yingling. Flight by Yingling. It's 95 calories. It's the next generation of light beer. It tastes like a Yingling, but it's a light beer. It's quite refreshing. It's great to watch games with. They've got a 16-ounce resealable bottle, aluminum bottle you can take to your tailgate, or if you're grilling out, having a watch party, any of that stuff, they've got the skinny cans too. Ask about it when you're in walk-ons or anywhere else watching a game. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Chuck, other thoughts from the game? You spent time with Coach Pittman, the coach's show. What are some other takeaways you had? And I'm being serious because you gave me a couple of them earlier. One of them was just now. You already gave one of those. But what beyond that 12 possessions, and what are some other things that you picked up from over the weekend that maybe the rest of us weren't as in tune with?
It sounded like early on they played a little more man defensively. As the game wore on, they played more zone. He kind of indicated that on his TV show. I wonder, if we'll see that moving forward. The overall thing that I was encouraged by was they didn't go out there and put the ball on the ground. They didn't make the mistakes that sometimes you see teams make. And look, I believe this. I've harped on this all summer long, and I believe it even more after watching the first weekend. Returning quarterbacks matter. I don't care. It just matters. Look at the teams that struggled over the weekend. Look at the teams that played well over the weekend. When you go to a different place and you're the quarterback, things are just different than they were before. Look at Nico at UCLA over the weekend. He was awful. And he was not awful at Tennessee. He may not have been everything they wanted him to be, but he wasn't awful. He was awful for UCLA Saturday night. And I just think that position's so important. I think it gives Arkansas a chance. I just think they're going to score a lot of points.
You think Taylor's going to have a big year?
I think Taylor's going to have a big year.
I do too.
Statistically, now, I'm not one of those guys who believes that, we need to worry about whether or not he gets hurt every time they go back to pass, every time he runs the ball. You mentioned a time or two where he did get out of bounds, and you could tell he was thinking about it. Others have brought up the time he stretched for the first down. Football players, that's what they do. You can't ask a guy not to go full throttle. And they're going to continue to ask Taylor to do that. And I think they're going to call a lot of crossing routes. And good luck, fellas, keeping up with them. Good luck, because I think they're going to move the ball and score some points.
I just think Taylor's – look, when you play tougher competition, I get it. Things change. But I think he's just from a year 2 perspective, he's got a confidence and a command of the offense that still isn't 100%. But it's a lot better than it was a year ago.
There were some points, and look, I've said this before, but it's a great privilege to work with Quinn. Quinn's a quarterback. He sees a game I don't see. He sees a game that the average fan doesn't even know is going on as they watch the Razorbacks play. With these crossing routes, he keeps talking about watch for that tight end going down the seam. When Taylor hits that tight end, that means he's got full command of everything. And there were some times that the tight end was running free Saturday, and maybe that's not where the ball went. But they're, they got a lot of ways to score. They got a lot of ways to score. Taylor, the thing in terms of accuracy, the biggest thing in terms of accuracy in my mind is, do you put the ball in a spot where a receiver can continue to run and he can maybe score? Does he have to go down to the ground to get the ball? Is it behind him? Does he have to contort his body in a way to catch it that keeps him from running? Look at the yards after catch Saturday. Again, it's Alabama A&M. Competition's going to be better this week, and then it's going to get a whole lot better the week after that. But I think they're pretty well equipped. I do.
Just one game. That's what we can react to at this point. And then the other games that happened around college football, and how did it impact the way you view the kind of season Arkansas might have? 877-377-6963. TCU is having some fun at the expense of North Carolina.
As they should.
They have tweeted today, this is a player's game. And they have 1 minute and 41 seconds of the national media's coverage of Bill Belichick, Bill Belichick, Bill Belichick, Bill Belichick, and the announcement of him coming to North Carolina and him coaching North Carolina and more Bill Belichick, Bill Belichick, Bill Belichick. So well played by TCU. Here's Bill Belichick. I guess this is a trailer, but it's a lot of him explaining to his team that they're going to have a season-long documentary on North Carolina football on Hulu. Okay, this is going to air on Hulu. This is Belichick talking to his team.
I know that you guys have heard that there was a lot of interest in doing a, let's call it season-long documentary or season-long show about North Carolina football. And so I'm excited really to share with you that we will be doing that with Everwonder and Hulu that will showcase our football program. Okay, this is about the UNC football program. There's obviously a lot of interest in it, and it'll stream on Hulu later this fall. It's going to feature the players working hard, which you guys do, all right? It's about the players improving and getting better through their hard work, which you do, all right? And a program starting from where it started from several months ago to wherever it's going to go during the course of the season, which of course will be determined on the field, all right? It'll show our commitment to winning. It'll show our commitment to the team, all right? And that's our priority, all right? And that'll start.
Hey, if that doesn't make you want to run through a wall, I don't know what will.
Let's go.
Gosh.
Let's go. I'm so ready.
Which you guys do.
I'm so ready.
Show you improving, which you do. And that's what it's going to be.
No Tom Brady. It's a whole different deal, man.
Do you want those numbers again,
Yeah,
Chuck?
I want them again.
Bill Belichick's record with Tom Brady as his starting quarterback in the regular season, 219-64. Record without Tom Brady as his starting quarterback, 83-102.
Pretty much tells you everything you need to know right there.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Look, I think
they're going to lose more than they win.
I think Belichick did a great job with Tom Brady and the New England
100%.
Patriots. I do not think that this North Carolina thing is going to work out. And it was quite suspect even before they lined up to play on Saturday. But I don't even know why you bother showing him on the sideline.
I don't get it. I have not understood the Bill Belichick fascination for 3 or 4 years now. He looks sloppy. Seriously. Is he the best representative of your program?
You look a
Seriously.
little fat and sloppy.
Seriously. I mean, it's like the guy lives on the laurels of what happened at New England. He does. And
$10 million.
They're paying him $10 million. That's almost $1 million a month, and I'm no math major, but I can do that. That's almost $1 million a month. I just don't understand all. And as I say, I've not for the last 3 or 4 years. I think the Belichick thing, I think it's run its course. I think they're wishing for something that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I just think it's over. And he's not a bad coach. He's not a bad guy. Things run their course. He's run his course.
Yeah. That is, I just thinking of it from a North Carolina perspective. Like, what was the plan? What was the plan when you ran Mac Brown out, who came back to North Carolina and was, I think, doing pretty good things?
They thought he was going to flash all those rings, and the best players in America were going to flock to play for him.
Mac was done, so then, but you go get Bill.
I think Mac was done.
Okay, so then you go get Bill
whether he
Belichick.
says it or not.
But I mean, like, Bill Belichick just doesn't have the college vibe.
They're a basketball school. Always have been, always will be.
Oh, and there you have it. There you have it.
That's just kind of how I view it.
Let me take this. We're going to go ahead and squeeze this call in. Ryan in Goshen, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Well, I think I agree with you guys with Bill Belichick. It seems super messy. The whole situation just seemed messy there since the very beginning. Of course, the girlfriend thing, just kind of weird. But getting to the Arkansas State game, I grew up in Eastern Arkansas, and everybody in the entire state are Razorback fans. So. And, of course, I've always pulled for Arkansas State. It's been kind of like a little brother. You know, loved to watch them win. They had some real fun years there with Hugh Freeze and Gus and everybody. But I'm not a big fan of this game. I wish they wouldn't play, to be honest with you. I don't care less. I think it's just going to be most people in the state are going to be pulling for the Razorbacks. And has anybody checked on Brian and Ozark this weekend? I mean, I didn't know how.
Forgot about him.
That guy's,
I thought about him.
Yeah, he doesn't bother coming around when it's not easy picking, you know. Brian's a classic front-running troll. Yeah. Thanks for asking about that, Ryan. I appreciate that. I'd forgotten about.
I thought about him.
Like that's just, where is he? I mean, we need to get him. We need to get Brian on.
Well, we do. Hey, can I talk about
first step corn day best chicken first step is first step over the corn day shrimpies.
It's the Texas. It's the Texas caller.
It is.
Right there.
Hey, let me talk about hog trough gutters.
We've had some rain.
Before we go to the break. We have had a lot of rain. If your gutters are going to give you problems, you're going to know about it right now. If they are, let us recommend Hog Trough Gutters. Local company, 30 years in business, fully licensed contractors, fully insured. Every job comes with a written 20-year warranty. Seamless gutters, trenching, French drains, all done right, all done on site. Done right the first time, too. Try them out. Log on, hoggutters.com. Donuts, Red Bull, and lottery tickets. I mean, how could you want anything
Courtesy
more?
of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eyes. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at mcdonaldeye.com.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Has your roof been taking a beating after the summer we had with the heat, the sun, and those sudden storms? Teamwork Roofing and Construction knows your roof is more than just shingles. It protects your home, your business, and everything inside. And their expert team delivers top-quality roofing and construction services all over Arkansas and beyond. And they only use the best materials while treating every project like it's their very own. Visit their website, teamworkbuilt.com, or you can find them on Facebook. Teamwork Roofing, built on quality, powered by teamwork. Today's been it's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here and there.
Just
let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I think I have 1,100 subscriptions. I'm pretty sure. It is so ridiculous.
I think I subscribed to Hulu twice.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Now you can watch the Bill
Read
Belichick
that again. Read that again about
documentary.
Belichick and his 24-year-old backup quarterback, Max
Yeah,
Johnson.
Brett McMurphy, ironically, UNC backup quarterback Max Johnson is 24 years old, the same age as Jordan Hudson, Bill Belichick's girlfriend. The irony. That's what he.
Isn't that crazy?
That's what he called it.
It's a crazy world we live in.
Kalen DeBoer has issues of his own, and we saw him play out on the field Saturday in Tallahassee. To really surprise.
We got to use this as we go back to work. We're going to go back to work, right? Stay together, man.
They posted that on the Notre Dame Twitter account, so it has music on it. I wonder if DeBoer has that command that Marcus Freeman seems to have with Notre Dame at Alabama.
Well, they're both 0-1. So, I mean, there's nowhere to go but up. But I just think for Alabama to lose, it was more shocking.
Especially the way they lost.
It's not that Notre Dame, I think everyone still thinks Notre Dame's pretty good. They lost on the road to a top 10 team. But look at Florida State. And I think they're an example of modern college football. And that's why I think now more than ever, preseason polls are meaningless. Florida State goes from a whisker away from playing for the national championship to 2 wins. And then they come out in their season opener the next year and beat Alabama. I mean, that's about as wild a series of swings there as you can have. And it's the portal.
Yeah.
It's the portal.
Over 3 years to go really get cheated out of the playoff.
And then go 2-10.
Yeah.
And then come back and beat Alabama. That's one extreme to the other and back.
Have an opener like that. By the way, we played the Belichick excitement of him announcing to his team about the Hulu series. I'll give you just a little bit more of that.
I know that you guys have heard that there was a lot of interest in doing a, let's call it season-long documentary or season-long show about North Carolina football. And so I'm excited really to share with you that we will be doing that with Everwonder and Hulu that will showcase our football program. Okay, this is about the UNC football program. There's obviously a lot of interest in it, and it'll stream on Hulu later this fall.
Okay. Meanwhile, here's what was going on at TCU with Sonny Dykes.
Good football coach. I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. Had a great career. He ain't going to make one play. You guys are going to be the difference in the football game.
Love it.
This is a player's game, okay? Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. And we're going to win the game on Monday because we got great players.
There you go.
Yeah, you play those 2 sound bites, and it's like, hey, who do you think's going to win this game?
Yeah.
My money's on TCU. I mean, look, we're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. You're guilty of it. We all are as sports fans, particularly in college football. We think you hire the right guy, he waves a magic wand, and everything's perfect. You hire a guy who's won somewhere else, well, he'll win here too. That's what we all think. We all fall into it. Players play the game. Players make plays. I got to admit, when I was watching the pregame show last night, Desmond Howard said this. He said, I was down on the field. I've listened to the TCU players talk. All they're talking about is how for the last 3 months, all anyone's spoken of is Bill Belichick. What about us? We're the ones that are going to play. And they went out and played.
Yeah. And, in today's world, maybe more so than ever, it's always been important. But with the transition and the portal and all this stuff, you got to have the right coach who knows how to talk to his team and the different kinds of players that you're getting. And I think we're seeing some of that play out. Like, you got to be as adaptive as ever in today's college game. I'm talking about the way that you deal with your players, the way that you get them to connect and play for each other. And we're seeing around the country early on, some of that's not happening.
I think a lot of it's communication skills or the lack thereof. I mean, those of you who travel, speaking to someone, talking to someone, getting your point across to someone from another part of the country is different than talking to someone, getting your point across to someone who speaks in the language you speak in every day. I'm not talking about right. English or a foreign language. No. I'm just saying it's different in different parts of the country. I wonder about the communication. I wonder about the locker room. Something's amiss in Alabama's locker room, and it has been that way for a while. And I'm not saying DeBoer's a bad coach, but he doesn't rule it the way Saban did. You brought up a point in the last hour that I watched play out here, and it's so true. When Petrino left and John L. came in, the thumb came off, and it went from one extreme to the other. That's generally what happens. When someone's been under someone's thumb for a long time, and then the thumb's lifted, they go nuts. I mean, it happened here.
Yeah.
And it's happening there, I think, too.
I agree.
Hey, one place it's not going to happen is WT Equipment. I say that because they've been doing it for so long. They've been doing it so well for so long that they've become ingrained as part of Arkansas. If you're in Northwest Arkansas, you've probably heard of Williams Tractor. WT Equipment is what they're known by now, and they've got 8 locations across Arkansas. So whether you're running a farm or just managing a job site, I say just managing a job site, maybe you're taking care of your own land, WT Equipment has the tools to get it done. Trusted brands, New Holland, Hustler, Steel, Bobcat, and an expert staff as well. Stop by any of the WT Equipment locations or log on to WTEquip.com, and let's get to work.
Back in a minute on the Chuck and Bo Show. Bart's coming up with his reviews from the weekend, the locks that maybe got unlocked.
You guys are part of my family. Everyone that listens to this show is just part of the Chuck and Bo family. We're building a community here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Particularly in the South, I'm not sure there's a title that carries more weight than coach. Maybe preacher.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
you one thing, but listen, what a great show you. The best sports show in the state is, no doubt, the Chuck and Bo Show. No doubt about it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hogs won over the weekend. Obviously, 52-7 feels like a long time ago. I mean, now we're into game week for A-State. Sawyer Radler's joining us. He stepped into Bart's situation room.
I love taking Bart's seat here. It's always fun.
Bart just wanders around when you're here. He looks lost.
Hey, listen, we used to be in this same room, Chuck, doing the other show. Bart and Saul were here.
Yeah, I was in Edward's seat. Bart
Saul has a little bit of FOMO. He wants to come back.
That's why I come down every once in a while.
Hogs Plus general manager. What do you have at Hogs Plus? I know we got a film to premiere, but give me what y'all have coming out of the weekend.
Man, we've got a lot of content on Hogs Plus right now. A lot of fall camp stuff. Now we're into the season. My team, we were shooting all Saturday around the team in the locker rooms with Coach Petrino, Coach Pittman, T. Will. You know, we'll have an episode coming out Thursday night if you want to watch kind of.
What was it like in there? What was it like?
I think it was pretty good. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we're getting in. I do not like Labor Day coming out of the first game.
Yeah.
Just a little bit different on a Monday.
Right.
So we're just, getting into it. I'll see some footage today, hear some things, but Thursday will be that episode.
Can we expect a spirited week of focus? Going into A-State, or are they going to be overlooking the Red Wolves?
No, I think they'll be focused. I think they'll be ready to go. I think this is a big deal.
You've gotten to know a lot of these guys, doing interviews, and I've done some Hog Pods. You've been there for a lot of those.
Yep.
What do you like about those guys? I mean, because you get to know them a little bit.
I do. I just sense a nice maturity with a lot of these guys. A lot of the leaders that you need to have just have a good way about them, a humble way, a blue collar, kind of an Arkansas way about them that I like.
Now, that is the personality of Pittman, at least what he'll portray to the team in terms of like if he wanted them to be something, that's it, and tough.
I think it's authentic, and I don't know if that's always the case. And I've seen it not be the case. So
Yeah.
that's what I usually go back to, and I hope it does translate to wins on the field.
You know, one of the things we've talked about is how the guys who've come in, they're new to us, but they're not new to college football. These new guys that you're talking to are older guys.
Yep.
I mean, they're 22, 23, sometimes 24 years old.
They are. Yeah, they are older. I'll tell you one.
And 30-year-old Monte Harrison,
Yeah.
who had a game.
The oldest Razorback
Touchdown.
to ever catch a pass.
How about that?
Yeah. No, it's good to see him involved. I thought we'd see him more last year. Didn't quite see it. He was injured a little bit toward the end, and he did catch, a couple passes. I do want to say this about C.J. Brown. We sat down with him yesterday. Lost his father a couple weeks ago. Just what he's had to deal with the past few weeks, amazing. And we're going to tell a little bit of that this week, too, on the follow. But real mature kid. Another guy that just kind of blows you away with where he's at and what he's had to deal with the past few weeks. So.
Also, a tremendous talent.
Yep.
Like we had a game last year where he had a moment, but you could see the flash of greatness in that, just his athletic ability. And now we're starting to see it. He had a great fall camp. That'll be great to watch on Hogs Plus. All right, you got a great film.
Yes.
Coming out. Like, I don't know if people fully understand what Hogs Plus is, but hogsplus.com, it's like $8 a month, right?
Yep, $7.99.
So you're looking
at
at
$80 for a year if you want a little discount.
Okay. And actual original films, documentaries throughout the season in real time following the teams.
Yes, sir.
A lot of feature interviews. So go sign up for that if you want to check it out and you want to follow along. It was great during baseball season when they were on their run. Incredible stuff if you like a little bit more than just watching the game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so this week we try to be like the Netflix for the Razorback fan is like what I like to say. And this week we have probably our biggest and longest documentary to date. We've done a few, Resurgence, Redemption. This is 1-5. This is the 15th year anniversary of the Sugar Bowl run. 1-5 being Ryan Mallett, tied well with the calendar. And we spent about 2 years working on this deal, going back, getting with his family, telling his story. Obviously tragic. He'd passed away 2 years ago. But we wanted to go show a little bit of a side of Ryan maybe not many know. He was a complicated character is what I'd say. He obviously, Petrino was his coach. Petrino being back, tied in. We got Petrino involved in the film, his family. You're going to hear from a lot of his former players, coaches. It's a real special film. You get to see kind of Ryan's life and the impact he made with kids and kind of the legacy that lives on. So we're doing a premiere. It's live on Hogs Plus tomorrow night. We're also doing a premiere at the Fayetteville Public Library, inviting a lot of these people that were involved in it. You can buy tickets, hogsplus.com, information there. It's all the proceeds there are going to the Mallet Family Foundation to fund free youth camps.
One more
across the
time
state.
on the premiere.
Tomorrow night, Fayetteville
Library.
Public Library. There's a mocktail kind of meet and greet at 6 o'clock. The film's going to premiere at 7 o'clock. Go to hogsplus.com. Information's there.
Okay, hogsplus.com for the info. How long is the film?
It's about an hour and a half right now. We're still making a couple tweaks.
We're still cutting.
We're just kind of
polishing.
Kind of polishing these days. You can do that and quickly. We kind of get in there. We're doing some stuff today on it, but it's about an hour and a half.
Chuck, I go to leave the game Saturday, maybe a tad bit early. You were still on, if that tells you anything. I really wanted to hear your sort of ending call to the game, so I wanted to be in the vehicle for that. Had nothing to do with traffic.
How was it, Bo?
And I get to the elevator, and here's Jarius Wright and Joe Adams. Yeah. And I'm like, man, there look like a couple of you guys are out there right now. Maybe not, they got a long way to accomplish the things that Jay Wright and Joe Adams did. But some of these guys have similar, a look about them, right? And boy, that was a fun time with Mallet and those receivers.
Jarius Wright was, as time goes by, I mean, when I look back at great players that have been around over the last 10, 15 years, he's on the short list. I mean, he really is. Mallet was so great as a player. But I still maintain in many respects that was Jarius Wright's team. And he was a good one now.
Yeah.
And look, Joe Adams was too. Don't get me wrong.
No, I would.
Jarius Wright was special.
Well, he spent quite a bit of time in the NFL. To back it up.
Well, every time I see him, I think to myself, that's a football player.
That's right.
That's a football player.
That's right.
Both those guys in the film and were heavily involved. And Jarius got to coach with Ryan in the aftermath. They were coaching at Whitehall, so that was a cool kind of reunion.
All right, Saul. Thanks, man.
Boys.
Thanks for stopping by. Sawyer Radler,
Always good to see
Hogs
you.
Plus general manager. They are doing a movie premiere tomorrow night at the Fayetteville Public Library. Film starts at 7. Mocktail hour at 6.
That's right.
At the Fayetteville Public Library. All proceeds go to the Mallet Family Foundation. When we come back, Bart reviews where he got it right and where he got it wrong over the weekend. Everybody's welcome to their opinion. That's just flat out wrong.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's stunning to hear every 20 minutes a child is diagnosed with a critical illness. But we can help. Grant life-changing wishes with Waiters for Wishes and the Razorback men's basketball team. It's Tuesday, September 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Walk-Ons in Fayetteville. This private ticketed event lets you take photos, get autographs, challenge your favorite hog to a pop-a-shot, and bid on silent auction items, all benefiting Make-A-Wish Mid-South. Tables are limited and going fast, so reserve yours today at midsouth.wish.org.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal Price Check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Football season's here, and Flight by Yuengling is the light beer built for game days. Tastes like a Yuengling, but it's a light beer, and only 95 calories. Flight raises the bar for what a light beer should be, and now it comes in a 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle and skinny cans. Perfect for tailgates, watch parties, or just kicking back after the game. Pick it up at your favorite store or ask your bartender. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds, make the right call.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Summer storms and heavy rains can sneak up fast, so make sure your gutters are ready to handle it all. Hog Trough Gutters, locally owned and operated with 30 years of experience, installs seamless gutters made on site to protect your home. They're fully licensed and insured. Every job is hydro-tested, and each one comes with a 20-year warranty. Proudly serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And if you're outside those areas, just give them a call or a text. Schedule your free inspection today at hoggutters.com.
So I spent yesterday. You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I was on vacation last week, so I didn't go anywhere or do anything. That was the best vacation I've had in a long time.
Man.
Yeah, I don't want to even leave the house. I ain't got to.
That sounds like a dream come true for Chuck.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right. If you missed any of the high school action over the weekend, varsityvibearkansas.com. Subscribe to the free newsletter there. It'll tell you everything going on with Varsity Vibe. Follow Varsity Vibe AR on all the social media platforms, and you'll see lots of videos and game recaps and pictures and all kinds of things from the weekend. And then don't forget to download the Varsity Vibe podcast, 7 a week, hosted by Alyssa Orange, for all your high school information and storytelling. A lot of great games and performances over the weekend, not just college football, but Varsity Vibe. Wherever you get podcasts, or you can see it on YouTube, or just log on to varsityvibearkansas.com and all the details and the free newsletter. You can sign up there. Bart had his locks over the weekend, and we think a lot of Bart and his picks. Do I bet him? No.
It's my retirement
But
plan,
did I bet anything this weekend at Oaklawn? No. But I do plan to have some friendly wagers throughout the season on the Oaklawn Sports app. Oaklawn Sports app, it's Arkansas's best sports betting app. Bet with the brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports, and new customers earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. And we'll be there doing the show at Oaklawn Friday morning this week.
6 o'clock.
6 a.m. in the main lobby. We will be rolling strong, getting ready for the A-State Arkansas showdown at War Memorial Stadium. Looking forward to that. Now, we're going to be there Thursday afternoon and evening. So I don't really know what kind of show you're going to get on Friday morning.
Well, it's going to be a doozy.
It's going to be something.
Bart will either be rich or broke.
He'll have a story. I can assure you of that.
guarantee there's going to be
He'll have a story or several.
Come gather around the
Friday
craps
morning.
table.
Bart, where'd you get it right and where'd you get it wrong this weekend?
Well, obviously I got it wrong with Alabama. We are not. They're on the do not trust list now. You just cannot trust them.
Kalen DeBoer's got his phone on D&D. I promise you that.
Yeah. Also got it wrong. The Clemson LSU game. I did not see that coming. Did not expect LSU to win that game by any stretch of the imagination. But shout out to them for getting it done.
Yeah, I think this is. Listen, I think it's Brian Kelly's year.
Maybe it is.
That's the feel I had from week one.
The one we got right. Utah -3. They beat UCLA like a drum.
Well, that makes it all better.
Devin Dampier went off for Utah.
Nico lost.
Nico was horrendous. He's just bad, man.
Tough day for the Yamaleva fan.
That decision, man.
Yeah.
Huh.
Look, I should have stuck to my guns. I kind of did some things with the locks that maybe I wouldn't have done last year. I should have stuck with the Lobos. They covered easy against Michigan.
They sure did.
Michigan, they've got a really good quarterback. I don't think they're very good outside of that.
Here's the thing,
we'll bounce
Bart.
back. We'll bounce back this week and keep it rolling.
You and Alabama got off to a rough start. I think I'm going to
bounce
rally.
back. I don't think Alabama.
I don't know about Bama. I mean,
stick a fork.
They're certainly not done losing. And there might be a whole bunch more of those. Almost 9 o'clock.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark. And members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee. And for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home.
Why deal with the stress of commercial travel when you can fly on your schedule with Jet Aircraft? No TSA lines, no baggage claim, no waiting around. Just you and your crew flying in comfort and style. Whether it's a weekend getaway, a golf trip, or planning your football travel for the fall, Jet makes it easy. Seats up to 9 with a full